Hello again, Rebecca here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches Round 7. That's day 26 and here's the sketch we're going to be playing with today. So I pulled out the remaining page kit. That is the only sheet that I have left there of the Rockabye Baby from Cartabella, that plaid one. So I'm going to use that up and we call that a win. This piece right here, I used a ton of shimmer sprays and Dina Weekly mixed media sprays. I mean, I just loaded it up. I was playing around with something and just kind of testing off screen, and I loved the way that it turned out, so I'm going to use that on here as well. And I'm going to do the diagonal with that. Now, I do have all kinds of greens and teals, and I'm going to pull the green in, and it's going to work in the end. I'm not going to lie, not my favorite layout, but I do like that I got the memory scrapped and was able to use this beautiful paper. So I just tear it. I know I'm going to do the diagonal, and I want the rough, wonky edge. And then I'm going to come in, and I'm going to trim it down, and I'm going to back the entire thing in some lime green cardstock just to pull in the lime green of that mixed media page that I did there. And like I said, I was just playing around on a couple other layouts that I was working with and trying to see what the color combinations would do. So I created a bunch of these 12 by 12 mixed media test sheets, just like I said, to see how the colors would mix and if they would look okay together before I did my final decision for my other projects. And I liked them so much that I decided I would keep them, obviously, and use them in future layouts. And this one was sitting on my desk, and I thought, why not? So I am just going to put a lot of adhesive on the back just because we do have some mixed media on the front here, and it's going to be, I want to make sure that it sticks. So I'll flip it over and make sure I've got that all rubbed down. Now, if you've seen, I had pulled out a lot of scraps. That is pretty much how I've been making my page kits lately, with just maybe one, if not more, but not a lot, 12 by 12 sheets of paper and a whole bunch of scraps. That helps to use the bigger scraps up, and you guys know I don't keep the smaller scraps, so it doesn't really matter. But if you've noticed in that sketch, there's a whole bunch of wonky diagonal lines that are on top of what I have as my mixed media sheet. So I'm just cutting all of these scraps, that I'm leaving them in the length that they are, and just cutting them into different widths of the strips. Some of them I do have to even up. But yeah, I'm going to use them all, other than that one, because it was just a bit too short. And I'm kind of looking at how I might want to do this. And I keep like rotating my sheet, and I'm just going to start running them. I run them off the page. I don't want them to be the same length as the page. They're just going to be all different lengths and measurements, and just wonkiness going on. And yeah, I really had no good idea. This was a lot of pattern paper on that sketch. And I have to admit, I wasn't filling it. I just really wasn't. Probably should have waited. I do tuck this one underneath there just to give it a little bit of a separation. And I'm going to use them all, just get them all down on there. In the end, I do like the way the page turned out. It's just probably not something that I would have chose. I do trim the overhang off of each side. And then we're going to come in. And now you notice that the pictures were hexagon in shape. So I had already had these trimmed down because that was kind of a process. And it took me a little while because I had to wrap my mind around how to make them, because I don't have any hexagon dies, which I'm totally looking at ordering, because you guys know I use hexagons a lot, so I need to be able to have way more. Behind each picture, though, there was lots and lots of layering. So I am going to use the rest of the scraps and just start layering them up. And I'm just going to use my scissors to cut them down. And I'm going to show you this whole process, I believe, because this layout came together pretty quickly, because it's just a whole bunch of layering of pattern papers. And because my son he found out how to, we had the child proof locks on the cabinets. And he figured out how to maneuver around those, and that's how I caught him in there in the Cheerio bag, because when he was this age, he loved Cheerios. And he was just in there chowing down on some Cheerios. So I obviously took the picture and then got him a bowl of Cheerios, and we had to figure out a different way to lock the cabinets because there's just too much in there that a little boy can get to. Also, while I'm doing this, I do want to remind you that today is day 26. We are almost done. That is so sad. I love these month-long series of Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. So in the description box down below, I will have links to all the other channels that are playing along today. I have had so much fun, and I have gotten so much scrapped that I'm like, the pandemic's got to lift soon because I'm running out of pictures. You can only take so many pictures of your dogs laying on the couch or your fiance doing absolutely nothing. So I'm just, summer's coming. I got to make them spring something. They got to get out the house. Now, of course, when I did this, you guys realized that I wasn't really paying attention to how I made the hexagons. So they don't quite match up, and here I am kind of messing with that, going, way to go, Rebecca. Way to screw that up properly, but that's okay, because I put them at just a tad bit of wonky angles, and then I'm going to come in and, fix that with some embellishments right there. So now I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to put on here. So I go through all my stuff, and I find this... Oh, what is the name of that? I think it's a cherry on top. And it was ice creams. I picked it up at Tuesday morning. They had zip stripped a whole bunch of stuff together and was clearancing it out in bulk. And this was in there. And I'm like, okay, where am I ever going to use this? But hey, it worked, right? Because it's yum. Because he's eating Cheerios. And I figured I would just put the ice creams and stuff on there because it's cool. Now right here I do put a lot of ink on there, and then I end up dropping not the ink, a lot of adhesive, and I drop some of the glue off of it. So I had to place my spoon where it was. I throw in the cherries, and I'm going to get all these ice cream cones on there. It doesn't really make sense, but again, you're not going to love every layout that you create. You're just not, and this is just one that I'm not in love with. I am in love with my son and how cute he is, but not so much the layout, just because I didn't really have a good plan going into it. I had had a toothache for quite some time, and it had finally, and hadn't scrapped for a few days, which is horrible. So this was that layout to break back into scrapping every day. Those little puffy stickers right there, I got out of the Echo Park warehouse sale, so they were $1 or something. So I just threw a couple of those little dinosaurs and things on there. I'm going to sprinkle some green enamel dots and some blue gemstones around the page, and that is going to be it. My title is going to be Yum. And we're good to go. My video is quickly coming to an end. If you have any kind of comments, suggestions, or tips, please leave them down below. I love to hear from you guys. If you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm going for 1,000. We did just celebrate 500, but I feel like I'm so close. I can't wait. So I will see you guys again tomorrow. Have a wonderful, scrappy day. Bye.